Good afternoon, Senator. My name is David Moore. This is my wife, Kimberly. We're from Lehi, Utah. And while we applaud your efforts to defund Obamacare, would you explain exactly how you plan on accomplishing this, particularly in respect to the fact that if this budget goes to the House, Senate, and the President, and he can veto that budget, and he hasn't had one anyway, how are you going to succeed?
Yeah. Thank you, David, for raising that question. This is a very important issue. Here's how it would work. We would start with the House of Representatives passing what's called a continuing resolution, a funding mechanism that basically keeps government operating at current levels. That continuing resolution would fund everything in government except Obamacare. It would contain language carving out, restricting, and forbidding any spending with regard to the further implementation and enforcement of Obamacare. It would do that using the language introduced by Congressman Tom Graves from Georgia, which is the same language used by Senator Ted Cruz from Texas on the Senate side. You would attach that as a rider to this continuing resolution. And so at that point, that continuing resolution, if enacted into law, once passed by the House, it would go over to the Senate. If passed by the Senate and submitted to the President, signed by the President, it would become law and it would be accomplished. We would keep government funded, but we would not fund and we would not be in a position to enforce Obamacare during the next fiscal year, starting on October 1st of this year, going through September 30th of next year. Now, there are a lot of people who have rather blatantly and unfairly characterized this statement, the recommendation for this approach. Even my simple letter that's now been signed by 14 Senate Republicans, we got a 14th signature today. Senator Pat Roberts from Kansas just joined us, and I welcome him to the defunding family. A lot of people have blatantly mischaracterized this as a shutdown threat. It is not. Now, let me be very clear about this. I've never asked for a shutdown. I've never called for a shutdown. I don't want a shutdown. We don't need a shutdown. And what I'm trying to do is to avoid a shutdown. The only reason anyone even calls it a shutdown is itself an indication that they're willing to shut down the government. Even if we're willing to fund everything else in government, they're willing to shut it down if we won't give them everything they want, including Obamacare. And I say that's not fair. Let me just add one more thing to that. This is not an issue that outside of Washington, D.C. involves a battle between Democrats and Republicans. Not necessarily a battle between liberals and conservatives. This is about the political class of Washington against everyone else in America. And in that circumstance, I'm going to side with the people.